Deion Sanders just got humbled by Houston and Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers are being accused of breaking NBA rules with a shady money scheme. Sports has been wild this week, guys. Let's get into this thing right now. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in and welcome back to the channel. I got my notes here because I want to get into these things to make sure y'all see the top two stories that really got me this week, man. This is your weekly sports recap where I break down the biggest stories with no filter, man. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we cover the headlines that the mainstream won't touch. And if you're rocking with me already, smash that like button. It really helps to push this video out. I got to jump right in here because this one hurts me to talk about. Man, we got to start with Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. Guys, this is bad. I mean, I'm going to tell you like this. Deion has got some work to do. Prime has been the story of college football since he arrived in Boulder. The cameras, the hype, the merch, the celebrity visits, but all of that means nothing, guys, when you don't win. And especially against Houston Cougars. The Buffs got embarrassed, man. Straight up. The energy wasn't there. The discipline wasn't there. And the mistakes piled up. And guess what, guys? No defense. No offensive line. No quarterback. Guys, it ain't looking good. Now, here's the problem. Y'all know I'm a Coach Prime fan. When you build your brand on that swagger and that spotlight, every loss feels 10 times heavier. The media flips on you. Fans who loved you 2 weeks ago start questioning, is he back to being overrated again? I ain't telling y'all that Deion can't bounce back, but the truth is, college football doesn't care about hype. It cares about results. And right now, the results aren't living up to expectations. We struggled against Delaware even though we got the victory, right? Georgia Tech came in there and did what they did to Florida State a year ago. And now, guys, Houston ran up and, you knew that this game wasn't close. Why? You don't have a Shador to bail you out. You don't have a Travis Hunter to bail you out. I don't know if Ryan Staub is the guy to be the quarterback, but the defensive backs, horrible. Offensive line, horrible. Robert Livingston is looking like he's overpaid and overrated. The defense don't look like they have a clue. Tackling is horrible. I can go on and on and on. And what I love about Deion is what's probably hurting him right now, right? What's hurting Deion Sanders right now, guys, is actually pretty simple. Deion has proven that he's the real deal. But a lot of his players just want the appearance of being the real deal. I've never seen anything like this. I watched that game last night, guys, before I ultimately just fell asleep. Why? Because what I saw was a team that's not disciplined and a team that I don't even know if they have the talent. I know the coaching staff knows what it takes for them to be successful, but I think his team is just happy enough with being on TV. This is Friday Night Lights. Deion has no competition when he's on TV. Do y'all realize that? All the media wants to watch Deion. All the eyes want to be on Deion. I just don't think his players actually see that. Guys, this thing is crazy. I'm watching that defense, and I'm watching that cornerback number 10 just get handled. How does that guy even have a starting position? Now, I will say about the quarterback, I think you should stick with Ryan. And the reason why I think you should stick with Ryan is he's smart enough to get the ball to Omarion Miller. Why is Omarion Miller not the Travis Hunter of offense from last year? Y'all remember, Ryan Stark actually knows to throw the ball to Omarion Miller. Omarion Miller probably is the most talented wide receiver in college football. And at the end of the day, we can't run the ball consistently. And I don't know if Juju or Caden would do any better. I don't know if the Buffs win if they make a quarterback change. I don't care who it is when you're getting blitzed like that. I don't care who it is if your defense, right? If your defense can't get you some rest, right? The most impressive thing was the quarterback scramble to get that touchdown. Okay? That was the most impressive play last night. But guys, I got to tell you, Deion got a problem on his hands because his team does not match his personality. And to be honest, I don't know if you can fix it in season. Houston should have been an easy game, guys. Houston should have been an easy game. But one of the things that really bothered me about that game, it wasn't packed. It was not packed. And guess what, guys? Houston is a city for black folk. And for Prime not to pack the house on a Friday night in Houston, I'm a little concerned. The Buffs must win the rest of their games. Nobody's wanting Deion to have another 9-win season and not get to the college football playoffs. Deion has now put himself in a position where he has to win out. And I'm team Coach Prime over here. But I don't know if that team has the talent. But right now, losing to Georgia Tech and losing to Houston, man, what's going to happen when you line up with Nebraska? What's going to happen when you line up against Kansas State again? What's going to happen when you line up against Arizona State? What's going to happen when you line up with these traditional powerhouses? And Deion better get his coaches ready, but I think he better sit Robert Livingston down because I can fix the offense. I can fix the offense. And I think, by the way, he needs to run a 3-quarterback rotation because how do you get people to play better? Nobody's the starter. We're doing everything by committee. In business, it happens all the time. I don't think he needs to name a starter. I think he needs to do exactly what he did to beat Delaware. I'm going to get each of y'all a couple series. And whoever does what they need to do, that's who's going to keep the job for the rest of that game. Whoever gets momentum is who we going to ride with, and that's going to be my committee. But guys, Deion in trouble. Why? No Shador, no Travis Hunter, no Shiloh, no BJ Green, no Cam Silvan Craig. Those guys are gone. Deion don't have nobody who can actually just go in there and have that dog in them. Y'all remember? Remember it used to be L's on the jersey and D's on the jersey? Where them dogs at? Because right now, we ain't got them. I don't even like the way Jordan Seaton looking on that left side of the aisle, on the left side of the line. So Deion got a problem, guys. And I think we got to decide, what is he going to do? Hopefully he doesn't pack it in, and hopefully his team don't pack it in. But if they don't win this next game, guys, they not winning another game the rest of the season. They not winning another game the rest of the season. And that could be the worst thing. Because when I start to see the crowd emptying out on away games, that shine is going away. That buzz is going away. And I don't want that for Deion. But if they lose next week, guys, season is over. Man, look, quick question, man. Do y'all think Deion can turn the season around? Or is the primetime experiment starting to crumble? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Tell me what y'all think. Get down there, man. If you hadn't already, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button too. Let's get into the next one, guys. Let's get into the next one. Oh, my God. Kawhi Leonard and the LA Clippers. Guys, I don't know about y'all, but I got Kawhi fatigue since he left the San Antonio Spurs after they won that championship. Here's the accusation, guys, for all of y'all who've been living under a rock. Kawhi was allegedly being paid through a company that was set up to funnel him extra money outside of his contract and the CPA. Allegedly now. That company is now bankrupt. And people are saying it might have been designed just to get Kawhi money under the table, right? From the jump. If that's true, it's a huge violation of the NBA CBA. The CBA exists to protect competitive balance. You can't just pay players however you want. There are salary caps, max contracts, luxury taxes, and it's all designed to keep the league fair. But if Kawhi and the Clippers were sneaking money through a side company, that's not just shady. Let's be honest, guys, it's cheating. This wouldn't be the first time people have questioned how Kawhi handles his business. From load management issues to the mystery around his injuries to his family members and now the money trail, the narrative around Kawhi has just been shady since he left San Antonio and Greg Popovich. The Clippers already have a reputation of being the what-if team. All the talent, none of the rings. If this scandal sticks, it's going to be a stain on Kawhi's legacy and the organization. Now, why am I saying this to you guys? How many of y'all recognize that when Kawhi wanted to get out of San Antonio, this is when all this stuff started? Now, here's the biggest issue with the LA Clippers and Kawhi. Why does the Clippers have to suck at everything? We know every other owner is doing this stuff. We know every other team is doing this stuff. I'm going to give you the max contract that the CBA allows, but I'm also going to pay your family member to be in the marketing department. I'm also going to pay your family member to go work for this other company that I own, right? I'm going to do business with a company that you contract out with. We know all the stuff that's going on. Why do the Clippers have to suck at everything? Y'all know, man, it's my opinion. Again, this is just my opinion. I think every other NBA team is dealing with this. And I think Adam Silver got a problem on his hands. Because guess what I think you have to get rid of, guys? You got to get rid of the salary cap. Guys, at this point, there's no reason to have a salary cap. I think you let these billionaire owners do exactly what they want to do. And I think that it will just be better for business if we don't have these rules that are based on the 70s and 80s. At the end of the day, guys, I can go work a job and the boss can pay me whatever he want to pay me. If I can go hire a contractor and I can pay that contractor whatever I want to pay that contractor. Let's stop talking. If the owner, you can choose to be cheap or you can choose to break the bank. Let's get to that with the NBA. Steve Ballmer, one of the richest men in the world. Why are we trying to make him fit in a box so that everybody don't want to come pay for him because he's willing to pay everybody $200 million in a contract over 4 years? Do y'all see the real problem here? The problem is not Kawhi Leonard. The problem is not the Clippers. The problem is the NBA is trying to tell billionaires that they got to fit in a box. And the only reason they are able to own a team is because they didn't think in a box. Go to what the MLB is doing. And now MLB is messing up because they trying to put in a salary cap. Guys, get rid of this salary cap stuff. That's what Adam Silver needs to be doing. At the end of the day, you can spend as much money as you want to spend. Here's the number one rule I would put in. You can spend as much money as you want to spend. But one player cannot be more than 25% of the actual team's payroll. One player can't be more than 25% of the team's payroll. So if you decide to pay $100 million in payroll, right? One guy can get paid $25 million. But I ain't telling you what you can spend on payroll. Now, guys, everybody wins. Everybody wins. But you got one player, right? I don't want to see guys try to team up and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, guys, hey, look, no one player can represent more than 25% of the payroll. You do that, now you got something. Guys, Kawhi sucks at this. We've been waiting on Kawhi to do what he did in San Antonio and what he did in Toronto. But what happened with Kawhi is Kawhi now, somebody got in Kawhi's head, and now Kawhi is not what we liked in San Antonio, what we liked in Toronto. And with the Clippers out there, and guess what happens, guys, when you move to your hometown? This is the shady stuff you're going to be attached to. That's why he can't stay healthy. That's why we doing load management. That's why we getting paid under the table. Steve Ballmer is a Kawhi Leonard fan, and it's costing him his reputation, and it's costing him his team. Because at the end of the day, guys, every other NBA team better make this go away, but it's time to get rid of the salary cap. Every other team is doing it. I guarantee you every other team is doing it in some way, shape, or form. And it ain't about who's doing it or not doing it. It's who's actually good at it so you don't get caught. I'm going to tell you like this, guys. I'm done dealing with Kawhi. We ain't talking about him winning. We ain't talking about the Clippers going to the playoffs. But now it makes sense that the Clippers doing it. That's how you're able to get Paul George. That's how you're able to get James Harden. That's how you're able to get these guys to come out there and even talk to the Clippers. It makes complete sense. Because if you paying people under the table, and here's the problem though. Paul George didn't win. Russell Westbrook, we didn't win nothing. James Harden, we ain't winning nothing. But Kawhi is still a name that's a max player name. And that's why if the company wouldn't have got in trouble, the guy, I guess they said they're accusing him of the guy that was tied to this company, accusing him of frauding people at $246 million. Do y'all realize if that never happened, we wouldn't have known about this? So we know these owners are doing it, and I'm fine with it. It's happening in MLB, it's happening in the NHL, NBA, and the NFL. Guys, let's get rid of this salary cap. Let it be a wild, wild west out there. Because when we try to put rules around something, all you doing is figuring out how to break them. But if we don't have but one rule, no player can be more than 25%. No player can be more than 25% of whatever you choose to spend on payroll. And watch what happens, guys. Watch what happens if you make it simple. You only have one rule. Nobody's going to break it. When you got multiple rules, because the only people who win it when you do these CBAs are attorneys and accountants and analytics guys. That's the only reason you have all this. But let's strap it up. Strap it up, man. Lace them up. Who's the guy that's getting 25% of the payroll? He's my guy, and now he can build. He can help me build because people got to want to come play with him. And people got to know, okay, you want to pay him $100 million a year? That's fine. That means the rest of the payroll got to be $500 million. So guys going to come. See, one of the things, guys, we dealing with billionaires. Why are we trying to put billionaires in a box? So that average people like us can feel special about ourselves, feel like something should be fair. And because I don't have the money, I want to hold him to the rules that I got to play with because I don't have the money? Nah, we ain't doing that, man. But y'all do me a favor, man. If the Clippers really did this, should the NBA punish them? Drop it in the comments, man. Like they did Joe Smith back in the day with the Timberwolves. Remember, they lost picks, millions in fines. Should the Clippers and Kawhi face the same thing? See, I don't think so. I just think you open up the floodgate. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop pretending. If I have a video go viral, that's what happens. You let it go viral. The Clippers are in the news for the wrong reason, but let's just see what the NBA is going to do, because I don't think you can find a billionaire enough to hurt him. I don't think you can. I don't need draft picks. Don't find me. You can find me draft picks. Okay, I'll just get it through free agency. See, one of the things you want to be able to do is open up the floodgates, and we avoid any type of stain. So between Deion Sanders taking a tough loss in college football and Kawhi Leonard possibly being at the center of one of the biggest NBA scandals in years, sports this week has been straight up chaos. But that's what we're about over here at Smoke Something, Drink Something Podcast Weekly Recap, to break it down without the fluff. Make sure you like this video, hit subscribe, and turn the bell on so you don't miss the next recap. And for real, guys, I want to know what you think. Which story is bigger deal? Deion's loss to Houston or Kawhi's alleged CBA violation? Drop it in the comments. Let's get this debate going. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm the real Cigar Jeff. Get down in the description, support the channel, follow me on all the socials. And until next time, guys, we gonna holler.